When Maharani Gayatri Devi died in 2009, she left behind a jewellery collection so valuable that a single pearl necklace sold for $1.3 million at auction. But these whispered secrets from a bygone era held power beyond their monetary worth. They communicated complex diplomatic messages. Can you decipher what her emeralds were silently conveying while adorning her with unparalleled elegance? In today's video, we challenge you to look beyond the brilliance of these gems to understand how this revolutionary royal used jewellery as symbolic resistance. Her 1954 ruby collar necklace, worn during strategic public appearances, rejected colonial aesthetics while embracing modern Indian identity, gemstones telling a story of political courage cloaked in luxury. By the end, you'll never look at royal jewellery the same way again. The language of pearls, Gayatri Devi's Cartier natural pearl necklace. Few people realize that a strand of pearls could exceed the value of a luxury mansion. Maharani Gayatri Devi's Cartier pearl necklace, composed of 37 perfectly matched natural pearls, commands attention for its $1.3 million valuation and the extraordinary narrative woven into each luminous orb. These pearls, originating from the treacherous waters of the Persian Gulf, represent the culmination of dangerous expeditions where pearl divers risked their lives, plunging to crushing depths with nothing more than a nose clip and weighted stone to harvest these rare treasures. The necklace achieves technical perfection through its exceptional luster, a radiant glow emanating from within, found in only a fraction of natural pearls. This optical property results from thousands of microscopic layers of nacre arranged in perfect alignment, creating an almost mirror-like reflection that shifts as the pearls move. Like captured moonlight on water, these pearls embodied the legacy of feminine strength that Gayatri's mother, Maharani Indira Devi, passed to her daughter, teaching her that pearls symbolized both power and diplomatic neutrality, wisdom that would prove essential in her political future. While most royal collections reserved pearl necklaces exclusively for formal state occasions, Gayatri Devi transformed royal fashion protocols by wearing these exceptional gems as everyday accessories. This deliberate sartorial choice raises compelling questions about her public persona and the calculated nature of her image construction. The platinum and diamond clasp, a masterwork of Cartier craftsmanship, provided both security and flexibility, allowing her to adjust the necklace's length according to various social contexts. These luminous orbs would later accompany her throughout her historic 1962 election campaign, becoming emblematic of her elegant yet formidable presence. As she secured victory with the largest margin ever recorded in a democratic election, her pearls witnessed the remarkable fusion of traditional royalty and modern democracy. The necklace subsequently accompanied her to encounters with global leaders, including Queen Elizabeth II, serving as a consistent element in her diplomatic wardrobe. Photographic evidence reveals Gayatri Devi's sophisticated understanding of jewellery as a communication tool. She positioned the pearls higher on her neck for political functions to project authority and formality, while allowing them to rest lower for social gatherings, suggesting approachability. Each adjustment represented a calculated decision, demonstrating her mastery of nonverbal communication through adornment. The pearls formed a crucial component of Gayatri Devi's signature aesthetic. By pairing these extraordinarily valuable gems with simple, flowing chiffon saris, she created a visual juxtaposition that balanced tradition with modernity. Cartier's involvement elevated the necklace's prestige through their rigorous pearl classification system that prioritized exceptional specimens. Finding 37 natural pearls with such harmonious characteristics would require sorting through thousands of specimens from the Persian Gulf. This deliberate styling choice produced an impression of effortless elegance that belied careful calculation. Despite her immense wealth and royal standing, she projected an image of refined accessibility that resonated with constituencies across social strata, making these pearls not just adornment, but powerful instruments of her political and social influence. Emerald diplomacy, the Cartier Emerald and Diamond Suite. While her pearls conveyed calculated accessibility, Gayatri Devi's emerald collection revealed a sophisticated diplomatic strategy. The transformation of centuries-old Mughal emeralds into the Cartier Emerald Suite represented far more than adornment. It embodied a deliberate balance between Eastern heritage and Western modernity during a pivotal moment in India's journey toward independence. The Cartier Emerald Suite stands as a masterpiece of cultural fusion, featuring cabochon emeralds originally carved in the 18th to 19th century with inlaid ruby and diamond flowers. These historical gemstones underwent a remarkable transformation when mounted by Cartier's London workshop during the 1930s, creating a hybrid treasure that spoke to dual identities. Unlike Western jewelry traditions that typically prioritize diamonds, this suite deliberately positioned emeralds at the forefront, a conscious choice that resonated with Mughal aesthetics during a period when independence movements gained momentum across colonized India. The technical brilliance of the suite manifests in its innovative structure. The front section forms an elegant tasseled rope transitioning into a double strand of diamonds encircling the back. A large circular emerald clasp secures the piece, demonstrating Cartier's ability to merge Eastern decorative motifs with Western engineering. These emeralds functioned as cultural ambassadors, physically embodying the dialogue between colonial power and indigenous tradition during India's political awakening. The acquisition of this suite coincided with Gayatri Devi's marriage to Maharaja Sawai Man Singh II in 1940, marking her transition from princess to Maharani. These emeralds symbolized her formal acceptance into the Jaipur royal lineage, carrying the weight of dynastic responsibilities. Like geological time capsules traversing both continents and centuries, these gems originated from Colombian mines before being carved in India, embodying intercontinental trade networks that connected royal courts across diverse cultures. The emerald's journey mirrors the phoenix-like transformation of colonial India itself. Extracted from South American mines under Spanish control, they traveled to India via European trade routes. Master craftsmen transformed them into intricate carvings, combining Islamic artistic traditions with Indian motifs. Decades later, these carved emeralds returned to European workshops for remounting according to Western design sensibilities, completing a circular journey that paralleled the cultural exchanges defining the early 20th century. Cecil Beaton's photographs captured the Cartier Emerald Suite's magnificence in portraits taken at Rambagh Palace. These images introduced Gayatri Devi to the Western world, contributing significantly to her recognition in Vogue as one of the 10 most beautiful women. The photographs of her wearing these emeralds became iconic representations of Indian royal elegance, influencing fashion across continents and cementing her status as a global style icon. Decades later, disillusioned with the Indian government after imprisonment during Indira Gandhi's emergency period, 1975 to 1977, Gayatri Devi anonymously donated the entire suite to the British Museum around 2001. This final journey, from royal collection to public institution, reflected her complex relationship with independent India's political establishment while ensuring preservation as a cultural artifact rather than merely private wealth. The emeralds received renewed recognition in the Cartier and Islamic Art in Search of Modernity exhibition, 2021 to 2022. This scholarly examination highlighted how these cabochon emeralds were repurposed to create jewellery that reflected 1930s aesthetic preferences while honouring their Mughal origins, exemplifying how Indian designs were reinterpreted for Western audiences while respecting historical provenance. Modern elegance, the Bulgari gold and diamond collection. The fusion of East and West seen in her Cartier emeralds was merely a prelude to Gayatri Devi's most daring stylistic statement. Between 1954 and 1958, she commissioned a collection from Bulgari that contradicted everything Indian royal jewellery traditionally represented. This revolutionary suite, a necklace, earrings, and matching bracelet, featured diamonds that appeared to float in mid-air, like stars caught in a celestial waltz, defying both gravity and tradition through innovative scallop shell settings that created an ethereal, weightless quality rarely seen in royal collections. While traditional Indian royal jewellery emphasized substantial, coloured gemstones set in rigid frameworks with intricate enamel work to convey immovable power and ancient lineage, Gayatri Devi's Bulgari collection embodied a radical departure with its predominant use of gold with diamonds. This choice signalled her embrace of mid-century modernist design principles during a crucial moment in India's post-independence identity formation, raising profound questions about how a royal figure should present herself in a newly democratic nation. The technical innovation behind these pieces centered on Bulgari's revolutionary scallop shell setting technique. Unlike conventional diamond mounting methods prioritizing secure, immobile settings, these pieces incorporated unprecedented flexibility. The necklace and bracelet moved naturally with the wearer's body, responding to, rather than restricting, physical movement. This achievement reflected a fundamental philosophical shift in jewelry design, reconceptualizing adornment as an enhancement of the human form rather than an ornamental burden. Gayatri Devi strategically deployed this collection at diplomatic functions throughout the late 1950s and 1960s, particularly when representing newly independent India at international gatherings. At state banquets and royal receptions across Europe and America, she used these pieces to communicate India's emerging global identity. Sophisticated, forward-thinking, and engaged with international design currents while maintaining cultural distinctiveness. The jewellery functioned as visual shorthand for India's aspirations in the post-colonial era, suggesting a nation both respectful of tradition and confidently entering modernity on its own terms. The collection arrived in exquisite pink leather cases with sophisticated opening mechanisms and fine silk interiors, stamped Bulgari Roma in black, creating a theatrical unveiling experience that elevated the pieces beyond mere adornment into comprehensive aesthetic statements. Her styling choices amplified her diplomatic message. By pairing Bulgari's sleek, modernist gold and diamond pieces with traditional chiffon saris, Gayatri Devi created a signature aesthetic that influenced generations of Indian women. This visual juxtaposition generated a powerful third visual language that was neither purely Western nor traditionally Indian. Her distinctive approach contributed significantly to the popularization of chiffon saris with floral motifs, establishing a new aesthetic vocabulary for elegant, cosmopolitan Indian femininity that resonated across social classes. What distinguishes this Bulgari collection is the manner of acquisition. Unlike her ceremonial jewellery received through marriage or inheritance, these pieces were commissioned directly through her own agency and financial resources. This represents a significant shift in her relationship to material wealth, from passive recipient to active curator. The timing coincided with her growing independence in both personal and political spheres, including her increasingly autonomous diplomatic role and emerging political aspirations. The interplay between technical innovation and cultural significance in Gayatri Devi's Bulgari collection reveals the sophisticated calculation behind her public presentation. Through this carefully curated collection, she established a visual language for post-colonial Indian elegance that acknowledged tradition while embracing innovation, creating a template for modern sophistication that transcended geographic and cultural boundaries. The Ruby Revolution. Political messaging through a Cartier ruby collar. Beyond establishing visual elegance, Gayatri Devi wielded jewellery as political artillery. Her 1954 Cartier ruby collar, with its revolutionary detachable central element, represented something unprecedented in royal adornment, a calculated rejection of imperial design traditions precisely when India was redefining its place on the world stage. This exceptional stiff collar necklace features deep red rubies set within an intricate platinum framework accented with diamonds. Unlike conventional ceremonial pieces, its architectural elements subtly challenged colonial jewellery traditions while asserting a modern Indian identity. Created just 7 years after independence, the necklace embodied India's cultural and political metamorphosis. The engineering brilliance manifests in its pointed clasp with a fancy cut diamond that functions as both fastening mechanism an integral structural element, departing from traditional Indian royal jewellery that typically separated these aspects. Most significantly, the central element could transform from necklace component to standalone brooch, exemplifying Cartier's mastery of convertible jewellery during the 1950s, when versatility in high jewellery gained prominence. This transformative capability paralleled Gayatri Devi's own adaptability between traditional royal obligations and her progressive political career. When worn complete, the collar commanded formal gravitas expected at state functions. As a detached brooch, it presented understated elegance, appropriate for democratic settings where excessive wealth display might alienate constituents. At the 1962 banquet honoring President Kennedy's visit to India, the ruby collar made a strategic appearance. As dignitaries gathered amid heightened Cold War tensions, Gayatri Devi's jewellery choice brilliantly illuminated her position as a bridge between India's royal heritage and democratic future. Kennedy, captivated by the assembled diplomatic and cultural elite, reportedly commented on the necklace's distinctive design, unaware of how its convertible nature symbolized India's ability to honor traditions while embracing modernization, a message that resonated with his administration's emphasis on cultural refinement alongside progressive politics. The necklace's original fitted green leather Cartier case, stamped with the brand's signature, represented a material dialogue between Western craftsmanship and Eastern patronage, particularly significant when India was redefining relationships with former imperial powers through cultural exchanges rather than political subordination. Gayatri Devi's styling further marked a departure from previous generations by pairing the ruby collar with lighter, more fluid contemporary saris, rather than heavily embroidered traditional textiles. This juxtaposition created a visual statement about evolving Indian royal identity that influenced a generation of women seeking to balance cultural heritage with modern sensibilities. Intriguingly, the matching earrings differ stylistically from the necklace, suggesting separate acquisition rather than commissioning as a traditional matched set, indicating Gayatri Devi's personal agency in curating her collection according to her aesthetic judgment, mirroring her independent political thinking. Through this remarkable piece, Gayatri Devi demonstrated how ornamentation could function beyond mere decoration to become an instrument of political communication. As India navigated post-independence identity formation, how might royal symbols evolve in a democratic age? The ruby collar, with its technical versatility and traditional splendor, offers compelling evidence of jewelry's power to articulate such complex transitions. Conclusion. Today, Maharani Gayatri Devi's jewelry collection continues to captivate audiences beyond her lifetime. Her masterpieces, including the Cartier Emerald Suite, have found permanent homes in prestigious institutions like the British Museum, transforming her personal treasures into cultural heritage for future generations to study and appreciate. In contemporary design, her distinctive aesthetic inspires modern creators, with Sabyasachi Mukherjee's saris directly referencing her iconic style. Through these preserved pieces, we witness not just exceptional craftsmanship, but a sophisticated communication system that allowed one woman to navigate complex social and cultural landscapes during India's transformative years. Her collection bridges royal tradition and modern expression, whispering secrets of a bygone era while continuing to inspire today's fashion innovations, transforming symbols of royal opulence into emblems of national pride. Let us know your comments down below, and if you enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon for more.